top tips. Now, the first one that I'm going to kind of share, and I share this with a lot of people when I first start working with them, is to get what I call kind of an anxiety box or drawer. Now, this is more on a physical level, and I appreciate we've got technology now which can be great and helpful, and you can do the equivalent within technology. So, for example, if you have a favourite book that you enjoy reading, a favourite magazine, something like that, put it somewhere where it's really easy and simple for you to get to. If you have favourite CD, favourite DVD, again, put them in places where you have everything together, everything in one place, so it's easily accessible. Because when anxiety kicks in, the last thing that we want to do is to go rummaging around for things that can help us. So make it really, really simple and really, really doable. So as I said, create something. So as I said, that's more a physical level. As I said, we've got technology. So if you've got a favourite playlist, put it somewhere again where it's dead easy for you to find. At a push of a button or two, you can get where you want to get to, and it's there. Again, when it comes to something like Netflix, for example, apologies, I don't have Netflix, so I'm not really au fait with it, but I know many people do. If you have a favourite film on there, that's especially one that lifts your mood, put it in your favourites. Make it dead easy for you to access and get to. As I said, when anxiety kicks in, one of the hardest things we can start to do is start to think. And it sounds really stupid, but you will know that that thinking brain, it just disappears. It's gone. It's suddenly detached and it's gone off somewhere. So these sorts of things need to be absolutely doable and absolutely easy and able to access. If you have certain meditations, certain calming music, whatever it might be, get it so it is really accessible and really, as I said, push a button. Or if it's something physical, like I said, olden days where you could put things in a drawer or in a bag or in a box, have it absolutely dead easy to access. Then you do not have to think. You don't have to think much about it. You can just access it and it's all there. Everything is there that you would want or need. Dead easy to hand. So, first dead simple tip. Now, positive mental attitude. Really important when it comes to anxiety and mental health. We can all think that we are kind of quite positive and quite uplifting, which is great if you are, that is brilliant. When it comes to anxiety, it gets a little bit difficult sometimes because being uplifting and positive isn't always easy to do. And I'm not saying we all have to be uplifting and positive all the time because that's not doable. It really isn't. We can't all be these wonderful, happy, amazing people all of the time. That takes so much energy. But what we can do is think about our thoughts, for example. What are you thinking? What are your thoughts? You know, are you one of those people that comes down the stairs in the morning and goes, oh, it's raining again? Well, if you are, stop it. It's not helping. You know, it's raining. Yes, it's raining. Okay, it's raining. It feeds the grass, the plants, the trees, whatever it might be. So be aware of your thoughts and be aware of what you're verbalizing and telling people as well. Because if you're whinging and complaining about things all the time, what message are you sending to yourself? You're not exactly sending yourself a real positive, uplifting message. You're not doing that. And that really isn't very helpful at all. Sorry, I'm just looking down for a moment because my phone's gone off and I just want to keep an eye on any comments that might appear. So yes, be aware of your thoughts. Thoughts, oh, what is it? We have 50 to 70,000 thoughts a day. And please don't get me wrong. We can't expect all of them to be positive. That's not doable. We're human beings. We live life. Stress has its ups, its downs, its twists and its turns. It's part of life. However, what we can do is the negative thoughts, we can allow them to come, we can allow them to go. Come in one way, go out the other way. The only people out there that can stop negative thoughts or can clear their mind completely are monks. And they have trained for many, many years to do this. Unless you've done some training as well. But generally speaking, they are the only people that can truly clear their minds. We, as I said, have all these thoughts a day. Let them come, let them go. That's a lot easier than trying to stop them coming in the first place. For example, if I said to you, don't think of a pink elephant. way the brain is wired, you've got to think about that pink elephant to not think about the pink elephant. Yes, sounds stupid, but it's true. So, allow your thoughts to come, but allow them to go again. Acknowledge it. Yes, it's a negative thought, but I'm going to let it go. It's not important to me at the moment. I can let it go. Now, be aware of your language as well. And the prime example, and forgive me for this example, but I think it's an absolute perfect example of people out there that go, I don't want to be fat. Okay, so what their actual brain is picking up on is those last two words. And those last two words are be fat. So be very careful with your language, what you're saying and what you're thinking and what you're putting out there to the world. What you want to do is you want to be slim, you want to be fit, you want to be healthy, you want to be well, you want to be a size X, Y, Z, whatever it might be. But make sure you're putting the positive message out there. The positive, the law of attraction, what you put out there you gain back. If you put positivity out there, you'll get positivity back. So put positivity out there. Make sure you are asking for what you want, not what you don't want. And also, it's okay to have a bad day. Please, it is absolutely okay to have a bad day. We all have bad days. It's okay to have a bad hour, a bad minute, a bad day. It's absolutely fine, a bad week. We all have pants days at times, and it's absolutely okay. And part of that is to go, this is transient. Nothing stays the same. Nothing stays the same. It will change, and you will move forward, and you will get through to the other side of it. So, as I said, with positive sort of mental attitude, it's keeping your thoughts as positive as you can. No, they aren't all going to be positive, but let the ones go. Let them come and let them go that aren't positive. They will not serve you. Think about the way you talk, what you're saying to yourself, what you're saying to the people around you. Keep it as positive as you can. If you need to have a whinge, not a problem. God, we all have a vent now and again. It's great to get it off your chest. Get it off your chest and move on. Do not wallow in it. Get it out there, get it sorted, get it done, move on. Because wallowing in it is you're just reliving whatever the yuck is over and over and again. That's not helpful. Now, another tip as well to do with sort of, in a sense, with this positive mental attitude is to think about your posture. Now, if your posture is a bit, what message are you sending to your body? You know, think about yourself slumped over on your desk, for example, and just not done. So, it's a bad day. Everything's going a nightmare. Or you get in the car and you're like, slumped over. You need to get yourself home, and it's like, Think about the message that you're sending your body, your mind, your brain. Every part of you is going, oh my God, she's terrible today, or he's terrible today. Oh my God, it's a nightmare. Sit up, open your shoulders, smile more. Sounds really stupid and really simple, but good God me, if you sat there now listening to this, just sit up in your chair. Sit up, open your chest and smile. And what you're doing is you are literally telling every cell in your body that, yeah, I'm all right. I can do this. I can get through this. And as I said, I know it sounds really simple, but try it. Next time you're feeling a bit have a look at your posture and see what it's doing. And just change it. I'm not saying it's going to be a miracle cure, but at the end of the day, you are then sending as I said, your brain, your mind, your body, every cell in your body that, I'm all right. I'm on this. I can do it. So as I said, those are all bits and bobs around our positivity, our mental attitude, all that kind of a thing around that. I'm sorry, I'm just keeping around the time as well. It's scooting away really quickly on me. So, those are some sort of really basic tips that you can be aware of day to day. Now, some more specific things that can be really helpful, particularly for anxiety. So, if you're feeling anxious, what I want you to do is I want you to take a moment to stop or pause. Whatever it is you're doing, just take that moment. And I literally want you to do the rule of 3. It's dead simple. Rule of 3. 3 things that you can see, 3 things that you can hear, and 3 things that you can move. So, wherever you are, whether you're sat in your office at work, or you're at home somewhere, or you're out and about, maybe doing a bit of shopping and that anxiety is starting to creep in a bit, and okay, what 3 things can I see? Well, if you're in a shopping centre, for example, it might be something to do with food bits and bobs. It might be people walking around. It might be a particular, I don't know, what am I trying to think of? Advert that might be hanging from a ceiling or something like that. Pick 3 things that you can see. Then I want you to pick 3 things that you can hear. And again, this time of year, if you're in a shop or a shopping centre or something like that, could be the music, could be Christmas music going on in the background. There could be somebody talking somewhere. There could be the hum of some sort of piece of equipment or something going on. If you're outside, it could be literally just allowing yourself to listen to those 3 things of nature. What you can hear, bird song maybe, trees rustling, maybe not as much now because obviously I think the majority of the trees, I'm just looking at the tree outside, yeah, the majority of them haven't got leaves on them so much. But if you're walking through leaves, can you hear them under your feet? You know, there's always things that you can look for. And again, yeah, 3 things you can move. So if you're sat, move your fingers, wiggle your toes, give your back a little bit of a twist around, move your head, stretch it out a bit. 3 things you can move. If you're out walking, you're already walking, you've got 1 thing. But as you're walking along, swing your arms, get your arms going with you. And it becomes really, really simple because it's only 3 things you've got to remember. 3 things you can hear, 3 things you can see, 3 things you can move. And it doesn't matter what order you do it in. It doesn't matter at all. But you repeat it over again. So you go back to the beginning and you find 3 more things that you can see, 3 more things that you can hear, 3 more things that you can move. And what you are doing literally in those moments is actually bringing yourself into that moment. And the thing with anxiety is said to be living in the future. Thanks, Stephanie. Just checking in on comments here. Anxiety is said to be living in the future. Depression is living in the past. Where we actually need to be is in the present moment. And that's what this rule of 3 does. It brings us right into the present. And as I said, using 3 simple things. If you have any comments, as I'm going through this, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching on replay. By the way, if you're watching on replay, just give me a hashtag replay if you don't mind. If you are watching on replay and you've got any bits and bobs you can add into there, feel free to. And whether that's a question or whether it's a tip or something that you've used, add it in there. Let's help each other out within this. So as I said, that is the rule of 3, which again is a very, very simple thing. Just brings you absolutely into the present moment, into where you are in that moment. Now, the next little tip I've got is a great one to do. And this is a good one to do whether it's anxiety or not, because it helps us to take time out. Now, if I said to you, can you find 7 minutes a day? Most people will go, yeah, I probably can. Sorry, I'm having a slurp. Other people may go, actually, just finding 7 minutes is going to be a bit tough, a bit hard. 7 minutes is not very long. And I'm going to be really honest here, I don't know what it is about 7 minutes. I have no idea what it is about 7 minutes, but there's something about 7 minutes. 7 minutes is pretty darn doable, really, I think, for most people. But if it isn't doable for you, what I want you to do is I want you to incorporate into day-to-day bits and bobs that you do. So bear with me for a moment here. So as I said, you're going to take 7 minutes out. And most people go, ooh, can't do that. No, you're going to take 7 minutes out. Now, if you can incorporate 7 minutes into your day, brilliant. What can you do? Dead simple things. This is not difficult. It's not at all. Dead simple things. For example, if you enjoy candles, light a candle. Set your alarm on your clock for 7 minutes and sit and watch that candle for 7 minutes. Be in that moment for 7 minutes. As I said, set your alarm because you don't want a distraction going, what time is it? What time is it? What time is it? No, you don't want that. You set the alarm, no distraction. You can focus for that 7 minutes. So as I said, it could be a candle you watch. I mean, if you're not into candles, that's not your thing, hey, that's fine. Maybe music. But I want you to listen to music for 7 minutes. And I don't mean just have it on in the background. I mean really, really listen. Listen to the song, listen to the beat, listen to the words, listen to everything about it. And you might actually be surprised that you pick up things that you've never actually noticed before. So absolutely allow yourself that 7 minutes to just listen. I mean, come on, it's what, maybe two songs maybe. Hey, it's pretty damn doable. Or if you like watching something, listening to something like Meatloaf, that could be just the one, because he has long songs. But anyway, listen to music, 7 minutes. So, if you go out for a walk, I want you to spend 7 minutes of that walk literally allowing yourself to be aware of everything you can hear, see and move. Just as we said before, bringing that one into it. Bringing yourself back into the moment. Again, it's part and parcel of being present, but it also trains your brain to go, we can spend so long up here that we forget what it's like to be here. And if we can pull ourselves down to here, and hey, rock on. So, as I said, you might go 7 minutes. I'm going to struggle to do 7 minutes. Let's incorporate into day-to-day life. Now, the best example I give for this one is making a cup of tea. Apologies if you don't like tea. It doesn't have to be a cup of tea. But I use this as an example because you can incorporate it into day-to-day bits and bobs. So, you've decided you're going to have your cup of tea. You pop downstairs, or I say downstairs because I'm in the office and I have to do pop downstairs to make myself a cup of tea. So, you pop into the kitchen, I should maybe say. Now, you've set your alarm again for 7 minutes. You pop into the kitchen and you fill the kettle with water. And I want you to listen. I want you to feel the weight of the kettle as it gets heavier. I want you to listen as you hear the water going in, the rush as it goes in. I want you to pop it on, plug it in, click the button. I want you to hear it all. I want you to be aware. I don't want you to do it on automatic pilot because that's what we do. I want you to be aware of everything that you do. And you listen to the kettle boiling. You maybe get yourself your favourite mug or your favourite cup, whatever it would be. You put it down and you feel the coolness of that cup. You can see the steam as it's coming out of the kettle. All that sort of thing. Be absolutely aware of what you're doing and what's going on in that moment. Sorry, someone's tickling. And then, tea bag. Or if you do proper tea, hey, that's fine. But you get your tea bag, you pop it in. Maybe even smell it. Use your senses. Use every one of them. Senses are amazing and fantastic for bringing us right into the moment. So you pop the tea bag, yes, in your cup. Kettle's just about to boil and you're listening. And you can hear it as it clicks, as it turns off. And yes, you do, you lift it and you feel the weight again. And you pour it in. And as you're pouring it in, you watch the steam as it comes out. And tea for me is all about colour. You watch it. You maybe have your spoons, you're stirring it. Again, be aware of every bit you do. You might be able to smell it, feel the steam. If you add milk, then you can add the milk. And as I say, it's often about colour for me. So watching it as it changes colour to get it at just the right strength for you. And again, you're part of this. You're watching. This is all part of that 7 minutes. Once you've got that cup of tea made, whether it is you go and sit down or stand, you know, somebody might stand at the back door, for example. Just enjoy that cup of tea. Really feel that cup. It's now warm. The steam, you can feel it on your face as you bring it towards your mouth to have that drink. And you finish that 7 minutes just enjoying that cup of tea and really tasting it. Really be in the moment with it all. So that's a way, a really simple way that you can incorporate 7 minutes into your life. Just 7 minutes. And if you can do that 2 or 3 times a day, that is perfect. Absolutely perfect for just giving you absolute time out for 7 minutes. So it's called the 7-minute tip. Simple as that. So, as I said, sort of for tips, we've got the rule of 3 tip that I had just before. We've got the 7-minute tip. And then this next one is a simple one that I call the next 30 minutes. Now, this is a fantastic one that a client told me about after a book that she'd read. And I think it is absolutely brilliant. And I know other people and clients have found it really, really helpful. The next 30 minutes. Simple as that. Simple as that. You think about what you have to do for the next 30 minutes. If 30 minutes is too long, pull it back to 20 minutes or maybe even 15, whatever works for you, whatever is helpful for you. But the next 30 minutes. What do I need to do to get myself through the next 30 minutes? As I said before, anxiety is living in the future. What if I don't do this? What if I don't do that? What if I can't get there? What if oh, brain, phew, it's off in the future. the next 30 minutes. That's often what's important. What do I need to do to get myself through the next 30 minutes? If it's in the morning, what do I need to do for the next 30 minutes to get myself out that door so I can get to work? Whether it's sort the kids out, whether it's just yourself, or whatever it might be. What do I have to do for the next 30 minutes? And then after that, simply the next 30 minutes after that. And then again, 30 minutes after that. So if you've got a day that's filled with busyness, and as we know, Christmas is coming up, and our days can be absolutely filled and chock-a-block full of, whether it's shopping, whether it's sorting the kids out, whether it's going visiting, whether it's some sort of celebration party, whatever it might be. But it can often be a lot more chock or full of things, or even like pantomimes, Christmas fairs, all that sort of thing. It all kind of mounts into that calendar. So pull yourself back a moment. What do I need to do for the next 30 minutes so that I can get to there? What is it that I can get to there? The next 30 minutes so I can get to that step, that step. It just absolutely chunks your day right down and will hopefully make it a lot more manageable and doable for you. So those are some really simple tips. I will continue to add more into the group. I have a couple of audios that I have done for belly breathing and another one that helps to be present. I will add them into the group as well. I'm going to be rude for a second and just have a look at my phone and just see any comments before we kind of get a... Yeah, absolutely, Stephanie. Yeah, the average song, it is around 4 minutes. You know, I was thinking sort of 3 to 4 minutes. You're dead right. So 2 songs, and you've definitely done that 7 minutes thing. Absolutely. Yes, the Pomodoro method. Absolutely. I'd never heard of that until a lot more recently, and it was part of a group that I'm in, and they do Pomodoro sessions. Well, they did. They've actually adjusted things a bit more now, where you literally just go on to a Zoom call and spend 30 minutes, an hour, or however long it might be in that call doing whatever work that you've decided to do. And I think it's a brilliant idea. And I've seen a lot more people kind of tagging into that and doing it. But yeah, exactly. Yeah, lovely, lovely. Yeah, no, I like that, Stephanie. Yes, I caught myself whinging this morning with my special person. Yeah, and it is, we're all very good at being negative Nellies. And the reason that we're very good at being negative Nellies, as terrible as that sounds, is because our brains are negatively hardwired. And we think, oh, what's that all about? But when we think about our brains, and the odd brain is often the part of the brain that I talk a lot about. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of that today. But basically, when we look at survival, and if we go back, way back to sort of caveman type times when kind of human race sort of was starting to come into being, for example, you know, however you want to look at it, not very good at history, but you know what I mean, then we had to be negatively hardwired because we had to be very aware of what was going on around us. You know, caveman, for example, is off out hunting, and he has to be absolutely on it in that moment. Because A, he's looking for food for survival, but B, there's a strong possibility he could be food as well. So our brains are negatively hardwired to keep us alive, to look out for danger. So it has its uses, and it is definitely there and definitely helpful in that situation. But we've just got to be careful that we don't become, negative Nellies. And it's true, because we can get stuck in that wallow of and life. And as I said, having a whinge, having a vent can be really, really helpful because it gets it off our chest. It gets it out there. And as the saying goes, a problem shared is a problem halved. And if you think about that energy, when you do have that vent and you do get it off your chest and you just feel a little bit lighter because you've had a good whinge about something, it's fine, it's okay. But as I said, it's a bit of a different kettle of fish if you wallow in it. That's not what I want you to do. Get it off your chest, get it over and done with, and move on. Something that I think, something that I kind of noticed a bit within lockdown. And when we went into lockdown, it was obviously quite a shock to people because suddenly we were out and about, suddenly we couldn't go anywhere. And I think that as well within that, we lost that ability to just have a bit of an event with people throughout the day. So for example, you know, when my kids were particularly small and I was dropping them off at primary school, and let's say for example it took me half an hour to get out the door, you know, over exaggerating of course, but they were messing on trying to get shoes. You go, wouldn't put his shoes on. Oh my God, he wouldn't put his shoes. You know, you have that little bit of event to another mum that's there and they go, oh my God, yeah, I know, they couldn't find their bag this morning, they're reading, you know, and you kind of have that ability to get it on, and you vent and you move on. It's done and dusted. And you know, people will get that in a work environment as well. They'll go and have a bit whinge about, oh God, I couldn't believe the kettle died this morning. Would you believe it? Oh, what was the coffee in it? And again, it gets stuff on my chest. And these little kind of vents throughout the day, again, as long as it's just vented and moved on and no wallowing, then it gets it off our chest and we can move on from it. But I think within lockdown, we didn't have as much of the ability to do that. So those little vents that we would have throughout the day, they didn't kind of happen. To kind of hang on to them a little bit more, especially when we're living very close with some sort of family, for example, and maybe family's annoying us. We can't vent, because then we're possibly going to end up hurting someone's feelings, and that's not what we want to do. So anyway, I've prattled on, and I'm hoping that those that are out there catching it on replay find the tips helpful. Any questions, anything you want to add in, please pop it in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as you can. Stephanie, thank you so much for being here live with me. You are an absolute star. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I can see you on my phone, but I can't see you on my iPad as I'm live. I don't know why Facebook is really pants at times for that, but never mind. Have the most wonderful day, people. And as I've said, the group is here to be supportive throughout December and into the new year, because I know this can be a bit of a strange time for people. If you have any questions, feel free to either pop them in the comments, or if you want to pop a post in there, hey, that's fine. I will, I can't think what, approve, I think the word is. I will approve the posts as they come through. They won't go into the group, I don't think automatically. I'm pretty sure I've got them on approved before they go in there. So if you have anything, or even any tips, if you have any tips that or things that you find helpful, add them in. I will try and hunt out the list that I've got of bits and bobs that I've put together over the years. Things like the mindful apps, the meditation apps. There's a few of them that a lot of people have mentioned over the years that I found helpful. So as I say, I'll pop them into the group, along with some of the bits and bobs that I still have. So yes, it will continue to grow over time, and hopefully, if any of the hints and tips on this live here wasn't helpful, then hopefully something else within the group will be. And as I said, please add things in. If you want to invite anybody to the group, please send them the link. Don't just hit the invite button, because it kind of people off. It annoys people. Tell them about it. Take the link, copy the link. There is a post within here somewhere that has the link within it. Copy the link, pop them a message and explain what it's about, rather than just an invite, because you know what it's like when you get invited to all these things and you go, what is that? I don't get it. So please, I'd rather you invited people that way than just hit the invite button at the top. I hope you find the group helpful. As I said, if you need anything or want anything, let me know. Take care, everybody. Thank you for being here, Stephanie. Take care, everybody. Cheerio.